Like I said in my last thrifting video, January is a great time to hit the thrift stores. I have some pretty cool finds here to share with you today, and I'm going to start with these wood and copper printing blocks. What a cool find. I was really surprised to find these at the thrift store for just about $2 each, and I grabbed them. They're food related. I love to cook. You know what I do with the dishes and the jewelry. So these were right up my alley. And the way these were used is they were covered with dye. The top would be wiped, and then they're pressed in a printing press. And I have a bowl, there's a fruit bowl, and then the last one is like a decorative kind of swirly design. And then when I looked at it closely, I realized it was two fish. Pretty cool. And I have these really old cookbooks and cooking pamphlets that I collect, and I know this one's really miserably falling apart, but see the little designs in there? Those are just the kind of things that would have been printed with those kind of printing blocks. So that was a pretty cool find. Next, I came across these two plates, and the pattern's really pretty. They're by Crooksville, China, and I think they're in pretty near mint condition. I found these Sheffield china plates, and these are also a really pretty china pattern, really vibrant, all different kinds of flowers. I might land up putting those in my shop. I'm crazy for vintage calendar plates. They're very popular from 1909, 1910. And this one I found in very, very good condition. Now you'll see there's like a Gibson Girl design, and you see that open space below her. Usually that would be stamped with an advertisement from like a grocery store, that kind of thing, and they would give these out or sell these. Now, the neat thing about the months around this plate is the flowers and the greenery that is around the month is relative to the time of year. So you have autumn fruits in like September and October, November, December, there's holly, and so on and so forth. I'm crazy for old books, and I have to kind of be careful that I don't collect too many because it can really be an addiction. But this old book was first published in the 1920s. I have a 1930 version, and it's called The New Interest Library. And there are a few different volumes, like maybe 3 or 4, and I think this might be the first one, but it has so much information about, handcrafts, and there's like homeschool education from, like I said, the 1920s, and it shows you these instructions: how to build a dollhouse, how to build a trellis. Like, look at how beautiful those are. That's exactly the kind of thing that my father built years and years ago before I was born. And they're wooden, they're handmade, and those kind of things you don't see as often as you did years ago. Now it's, plastic junk, and I am so for the traditional crafts. And here's one where you can make a concrete garden bench. And I'm all for these types of things. Some interesting things in the back. It shows you measurements, and there's a lot of old-fashioned terminology, and you can really see how things have changed over the years by, examining our history, examining our past. The next thing I found was pretty exciting. I found a bag full of old postcards, and I love these. I know they can be collectible. I am not too savvy on, which ones are very collectible, which ones aren't. I love that Christmas one. I was pointing out the geometric design, and it really is kind of an Art Deco influence. And there's an Easter card, and then the rest of them were pretty much destination, like vacation cards. There's from New York, from Philly, which is near me, and they're just so fun to look at. And some of the pictures are really beautiful. Now, half of these about were written out, other half are just, like collected, but they're from 1930. So there's 1930, 1933, 1935, and they're just awesome. And when I think that, wow, my mom was born in 1934, and they're in such great condition. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I'm going to look at them and enjoy them, and then maybe I'll put them in my shop. But they're just really fun to look at. And, there's some stadium ones. There's Atlantic City. How great was that years ago? Things have really changed, right? I really love this one with the fish. Great colors, really vibrant. And, the last few, there are some that have hotels, and the last few that I found are photo ones. And what's interesting is they're a place that's pretty close by where I live, and I don't know exactly what the thing was with these years ago, how they maybe photographers did them and turned them into postcards. I'll have to read and learn about that. If you know about that, leave us a comment below and give us a little information. That one is a picture of a house, but it's pretty much just trees. But this one's really pretty, isn't it? I paid $5 for the bundle of postcards and another $3 or $4 for this pile of photos. And, you know, curiosity really got me. They were just in a bag all wrapped up, and I thought, I really like this kind of stuff. I'm going to sit and I'm going to look at these. And there's some interesting ones, like the trains. There's a lot of people, and who knows why these are where they are. There are some prices on the back of, like, some will say 50 cents or $1. So I'm sure they've been passed, from hand to hand. I love looking at the old clothing, the Victorian stuff, the Civil War era stuff, which I probably don't have any of that in here, but the jewelry always attracts my attention. And I know that some people collect old photos for certain things, such as bicycles or toys. And here's another one with a bicycle. And like I said, the locomotive, trains, all different reasons. So I'm going to go through these and just, give them another once over. And I might also list these in my shop because I don't know what else I would do with them. I love looking at the architecture. Look at that gingerbread on that house. And, the clothing from the different eras. And I particularly like this girl. It just has a lot of personality. Some of them on the back will say where they are or who they are. Unfortunately, there's hardly any that have a date on them. Some of them have really detailed information on the back, like this one. I thought that was pretty interesting. And if you had time, you probably could trace down some of the relatives of those people. This one with this man kind of caught my eye because I could see some kind of advertising name on the box. I don't know if it's a case of beer or what it is, but here's another Victorian styled one, turn of the century, Hazel and Nellie. I just love it. And this is a one that I think it might be in Spanish. So if you know what that says and you can read that to us and put a comment below, that would be great. Love this one too. There's a cheerleader. What great personality that has. And, you really makes you wonder, like, what happened to these people? And, do they have relatives that are living today? And how did these photos get separated from them? It really is a mystery. But I've noticed that in this bunch, they are from all different places. There's plenty that are marked Texas. There are some that are in Pennsylvania. There are some that are in Ohio. So yeah, there's all different eras too. You can tell clearly some are the 1940s, 1920s, turn of the century. There's a funny one. And I love the ones with the smiling personalities. And, I really had a good time collecting these things, and I hope this is a start to a great new year of finding all kinds of really interesting things. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment below. I'd love to know what's the coolest thing you ever found at a thrift store, or what kind of things do you look for when you go thrifting. Be sure to check back soon. I'm going to have a brand new craft video up next. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and be sure to click the little bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified when I release a new video. So until next time, Happy New Year!